Welcome to Sculpture Studios. Now and again we get inquiries for large scale items and oversized objects, and this was one of those moments. Anna from Heart contacted us, presumably having seen some of our larger than life props on the internet, and inquired about a giant bucket and spade they were looking to get made. With this project being right up our street, and knowing Anna had to stick to a budget and a relatively tight deadline, we talked about the best method of creating this for the most cost effective price. With an object of this kind of shape, we were able to save the client money by cutting out the pattern making process and making a half mould. This would work providing we created a mould that would enable two casts to match up perfectly end to end. We used smooth flexible plastic for a nice finish so that minimal cleaning up is necessary, and a rough frame just to hold the shape. We laid up with gel coat and a sturdy build-up of glass fibre. Here you can see the two halves taken from the same mould, and they joined together and matched up nicely. Now we go round and fill the seam lines and smoothen it all down so that no join is visible. Usually you can see a seam line on a real plastic bucket where the two halves are cast and joined in a similar process, but we wanted to go that little bit extra and make it nice and smooth and safe to touch. Here's Aden carving the handle of the spade, and he's using polystyrene as a quick carving material. As the spade's going to be inside the bucket and the prop is primarily used for photo opportunities, we're only making the handle to save space and a large trip hazard on the inside. It will still look good from the exterior, even though the actual spade part isn't created. This is all then sanded down and foiled to protect the polystyrene from the resin. For the bucket handle, a long fiberglass strip will be laid up inside this thin mould and then curved into shape. We use enough glass fibre so the handle is strong, but not so much that it isn't flexible. A blanket coat is also applied to the spade, and everything is filled, sanded back over and over until we end up with a lovely finish. These parts of the project always take a bit of time, but it's a necessary step to ensure the paintwork ends up nice and smooth. In order for the public to gain access to the interior of the bucket, we debated whether to create a complete U cutout section, much like you'd find with a cups and saucer ride, but preferred the idea of creating a trapdoor. We did this both for structural integrity, by keeping the whole top rim intact and making it sturdier, as well as when the photographs are taken, the sculpture looks like a complete bucket when taken from the right angle, and no section will appear missing. After the spade handle is attached, and everything given a grey primer, Aden goes over with a top coat of 2K car paints. This gives a bold and brilliant red finish, and is suitable for outside weather. The same is applied to the bucket handle, and doorknobs are added to the side so the handle can be attached and still be free moving, just like a real bucket. The client centres vinyl graphics of the desired heart logo, and this is transferred onto the front. As an added precaution, holes were drilled at the bottom of the bucket in case it did actually rain, knowing the trusty British weather, and the water could escape out of the bottom. A base plate was also added for stability, so the sculpture could withstand the movement of children and adults rocking around inside, and this plate would presumably be covered in sand, so it would go unseen anyway. This was a lovely idea for a project, and it's always nice for us to be making larger than life props that everyone recognises and they can all interact with. Needless to say, we certainly did. We tried and tested it at the workshop, and it was a good fun project all round. Please feel free to leave any comments below, as they're always appreciated, and hit the subscribe button for our latest videos. You can like Sculpture Studios on Facebook, and for more of our work, visit sculpturestudios.co.uk. Thank you very much for watching.